Welcome back to Brands Hatch for the iRacing British Touring Car Championship finale, round 27 here on BSR TV. In the commentary box, me, Chris Cohen, and I'm joined by Rob Burton. Rob, this is turning out to be a fantastic showdown at the end of the season.
Oh yeah, this is just fantastic. Sometimes you don't expect it to get to the end of the season and they're still battling for the championship, but this one is.
So, coming into this meeting at Brands Hatch, Ellis Stevens in second place in the championship had a 17-point gap to bridge to the leader, Adam Terry, and thanks to a second corner incident in the first race, which put Terry right near the back of the field, Stevens has managed to make up what we can work out as 15 points of those 17. So Stevens is 2 points behind coming into the final race, and what's more, Stevens will be starting from 5th on the grid and Terry will be starting in 16th. So that is so Terry basically, well, Stevens needs to score 3 more points than Terry. If they were to tie, as far as we can work out, it will go on the number of race wins across the season, and Terry is in the lead there, having won 3 versus Stevens' 2 races. So Stevens needs 3 points ahead of Terry in the final race, and it all comes down to the final 10 laps. Rob, can you see Terry being able to defend from this position?
Probably not really. I expect Terry to get up there, maybe have a battle with Ellis, but it's going to be hard to get that extra couple of points.
I have to agree there. All of the cards are now in Ellis Stevens' hands. The eBay Motors driver will be looking to take the championship at the very final race, and it will absolutely delight him to do that. He was the winner of season 1 as well, so he'll retain his title. Terry, you have to feel, will be rather put out by the fact that he wasn't able to win, but of course it hasn't happened yet. It could all change during the race. Who knows? Expecting more excitement down into turn 1 and turn 2 at this final race, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. The final race of the season. I think everyone wants to get a clean race and finish really well for the end of the season, but there could be a couple of incidents at the start.
Indeed, and we have some, well, let's say unusual, some people who are not necessarily used to starting at the front of the grid, obviously with the reverse grid. Why don't you run down the grid for us from the top, Rob?
Yeah, it's Nick McCarron on pole at the minute, with Mr. Keys behind him in the second, McGarity third, Lopez fourth, Stevens fifth, Chepelewski sixth, Fletcher seventh, Wild eighth, Burnett ninth, and Katz running out the top 10. And we're just gridding up for the start of the race now.
Indeed, so that Team Club 44 driver Nick McCarron, who we know is fast around most circuits and hasn't done so well here, will lead the field as the lights go on. Round 27 for Brands Hatch iRacing British Touring Car Championship is green, and they're underway. Not a great start from McCarron. He's under immediate pressure from Kaiser just behind as they come down into Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. It's a final time of the season as well. McCarron looks to have held it though. A few cars running wide on the gravel, and we've got a little bit of contact in the back there. One of the eBay Motors going off in the gravel along with another one of those cars. Difficult to say exactly who that was, but we got a spinner. One of the my eBay Motors has collided with one of the Team Sicilies, but wow, it's all going on at Druids. But most of the cars seem to be clean through there. Kaiser has been pushed down into third, and that is that Coba Lopez already up into second position, Rob.
Yeah, Coba Lopez already up from the second position. What a great start for Lopez there.
Now, how does this man do that? That's unbelievable. He started 4th. He's had 3 or 4 corners, and he's already in second position.
Yeah, going up to the hill at Druids, he got up to 3rd place at the start, going around the outside, and managed to get second at the next corner.
Well, the positions are a little bit all over the place. Obviously, they'll update after the end of the first lap, but Stevens looks to have held on. Oh, one of the eBay Motors has hit the wall there. Is that McGarity? Yeah, Stephen McGarity just getting a little bit out of shape. That's disappointing for him. Oh dear. And looks like he's picked up some damage on that car. He's moving very slowly at the moment. The whole field is surging past. Disappointing for McGarity. Katz, though, where is Katz in the order? He has dropped right down, hasn't he? He's Andreas Katz just coming over the line there. No, he hasn't. He started 10th. He's up into 9th, so I beg his pardon on that one. Wild now up to 5th position, ahead of Ellis Stevens, who has the 6th place. Terry, though, is up to 12th position, although it all comes down to track position, Rob, because Terry has to get past Stevens and outscore him by at least... well, he doesn't have to get past him, does he? He just has to finish close to Stevens.
Yeah, just to finish very close to him. And at the moment, you know, he's only about 3 or 4 seconds behind him, so still got 9 laps to go, yeah?
So Koba Lopez is virtually side by side with Nick McCarron. Lopez down the inside. McCarron sweeps around the outside, holds on to that position there. Koba Lopez won't be giving up there just yet. I know he wants this win to make up for the problems in the first race, and he's moved into the lead now. So McCarron has been pushed down to 2nd place, although he's not given up just yet. The two Team Club 44 drivers are at each other's throats for the race victory, but you have to feel the upper hand is with Koba Lopez at this point.
Yeah, the upper hand with Koba Lopez. He's got the lead now. He's just going to hold on to it. There might have been a bit of team orders there. You never know.
Yeah, quite. Lopez, of course, 2 rounds ago in the first race this evening, had a dramatic spin. Looked like his own error, which backed up the entire field on the 2nd corner of the race and really put to several drivers' races, and been looking to make up for it all day, and it looks like he is finally there. Terry there, still down in 12th position. He's got a few cars to get past, and these are not easy drivers to overtake. Craig Ray in Speedworks is just up in front of him. Burnett and then Katz. So it's all to do for Adam Terry as we're on lap 3 out of 10. The championship, I must remind you, rides on this very race. Adam Terry needs to outscore Ellis Stevens. Stevens needs 3 points on Terry to take the title, and at the moment, if the positions remain unchanged, he will do that and take his 2nd iRacing British Touring Car Championship. And that must be a great feeling, surely, to win on the very last race.
Yeah, I suppose it's great to win on the last day, but also to actually maintain it and hang on to the championship as well. That's quite impressive.
So Jeroen Kaiser is now under attack from Stelian Chepelevsky. Kaiser in the Dynojet orange car up in front. Chepelevsky's just there with Wild just behind. Meanwhile, Stevens is also on... What's happened to Ellis Stevens? Stevens is disconnected. I think Stevens might have disconnected, Rob.
Yeah, he may have a problem with his connection. I don't think he disconnected on purpose, but it sounds like he had a connection problem.
Wow, that is dramatic. Ellis Stevens, we think, has lost connection in the final race of the season. Oh, Richard Wild being forced out wide there by Jeroen Kaiser. Just coming down into Druids now. Chepelevsky leads this little battle. And no, Stevens is back.
He's back, yeah, he's back. He's just come back onto the screen.
So, I don't know what happened there. That looked for a moment like Stevens was out of the race, but he's not, and he's actually challenging for 5th place, challenging Jeroen Kaiser for 5th place. And
let's just hope he doesn't have any more problems at all.
Well, that could have decided the championship then and there, but yeah, on our screens at least, he did disappear, and he is back. Still, he looks fine now. Kaiser and Fletcher just behind him. Meanwhile, Chepelevsky and Wild just up in front have managed to pull out a slight gap. Kaiser's all over the back of Stevens' car. Stevens is now in 6th position. Kaiser 7th, Fletcher 8th. That's Katz just behind them in 9th position. And I'm not sure these positions... again, the timing screen doesn't look to be correct. Lopez out in front anyway from McCarron. Less than a 2nd gap between them, but now that Lopez has got the lead, will he be taking it easy rather than trying to pull out a massive advantage?
Yeah, I think he just hold on to it now.
I think that's the best strategy for Koba Lopez. As we look back from the Team Club 44 car of Lopez coming into Druids on lap 5, Nick McCarron just behind there. Meanwhile, we thought the championship battle was ended by a disconnection from Ellis Stevens, but in fact that's not the case, and it looks like it might have been ended by something else entirely, because Terry is in the pits and he was dropping places quickly, so he's down to 20th position now, showing 23rd now, 20th. No, I think it is 20th position for Adam Terry, but that's oh, what a nightmare for Adam Terry. That must be an awful feeling, really.
Yeah, we'll have to have a look at a replay of that, but it looks like there's a problem at Druids at the top of the hill.
So Terry was running just outside the top 10, in with a chance, but not anymore by the looks of things.
Yeah, he is still going in 20 position at the minute.
Yeah, it seems like too little too late perhaps for Adam Terry. Fletcher meanwhile is right behind Ellis Stevens, looking to grab that 5th position. Halfway through the final race of the season here at Brands Hatch, and if the positions stay as they are, then Stevens will be crowned champion.
Yeah, Stevens can give up a little bit of time now, or just take it easy now. He's got it in the bag.
He doesn't necessarily know, though, does he? He doesn't necessarily know what's happened to Terry, so he'll probably carry on pushing, just to be sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, of course we know, but the drivers probably never know.
And just coming down the field a little bit, John Richardson currently running 11th place. That's Simon Field in the yellow Wicks racing car, running very wide. Paddock Hill Bend. Right behind John Richardson there is Martin Christensen coming into Druids. Field has to give up the position, push down to 13th, but those two cars basically pushing each other around the track. Look how much damage are on both of those eBay Motors cars.
Yeah, quite a lot of damage on the front of the eBay Motors car. It looks like Simon Field had a bit of damage as well.
So Field's been in the wars in basically all 3 races, although he's pipped John Richardson now. Has he just collided with Christensen? Christensen's gone off there. Well, what happened there? That was a... So we're just having a look now at a replay of that. Christensen just gets a tap, does he? It's difficult to tell from that angle, actually. He's all over the curb, overcorrects, and has been pushed to the outside there, and Christensen has lost a couple of places in doing that, unfortunately, but Simon Field has lost that position now back to John Richardson, so Richardson is in 11th position ahead of Field in 12th. The battle continues. Julian Janowski is just behind them two as well. Lap 6 out of 10 from Brands Hatch, and it's still all to play for in the midfield, but you feel now that the title, unless something dramatic happens, is all but decided, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Fletcher's just gone around the outside of Ellis at turn 1, and yeah, this is a great battle. I think he's just given up the position now, because he's probably looking down the order a bit to find out where his competitor is.
So just having a quick look, coming on to that last lap, here's a replay of Fletcher right on the back of Stevens there. Stevens goes defensive down the inside as they come over the start-finish line. Fletcher knows what he's got to do. Able to take a later line on the brakes as he comes through the very first corner. Does take it cleanly on the outside from Stevens. Impressive overtaking manoeuvre, I have to say. Very difficult to get around the outside on that particular corner, Rob.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, you got to get your line right, speed right, get it turned in early. They're very impressive to hang on to that.
Katz is up to 7th place, so Stevens is now under pressure from Andreas Katz, the two teammates in the eBay Motors cars. They, Katz. Do you think Stevens might have some damage to his car? He seems to be being caught by Katz quite quickly.
Yeah, he should probably just been a bit more cautious now. Now he's pretty much got it there, although he's got to get to the end of the race yet.
Well, we've got 3 laps to go in the final race, round 27 at Brands Hatch. Stevens is in a safe 6th position at the moment. Adam Terry, meanwhile, is down to 19th, won't score any points, and as we know, Stevens is 3 points behind Terry, so only needs to score 3 points more than Terry in this race, and he will do that from the 6th position. As we're on board with Andreas Katz, chasing down Ellis Stevens. And if you're in his position, Katz knows that he's Stevens' teammate. He wants to get through, wants to score as many points as possible for himself, but if he did take out Stevens, that would be catastrophic, so he'd want to be a little bit careful here, right?
Yeah, he might be team orders, but he you want to be careful overtaking your teammate. You don't want to come together.
Well, we can only hope that doesn't happen. That wouldn't be a very good end to the season at all. Cat's looking content to stay behind at the moment. As one of the is that Richard Wilde who's just gone off? No, it's not. It's one of the other Welsh Motorsport cars. I thought that might have been Richard Wilde, although Wilde has been overtaken by Stelian Chepelewski to take third place off him. It's unchanged at the front of the field. Koba Lopez still leads from Nick McCarron. Chepelewski's now third. Wilde is down to fourth, and Fletcher is fifth. Stevens sixth, Cat seventh. Kaiser, I believe he started second on the grid, is down to eighth. Matt Dalton with a much more impressive ninth. And we heard from Matt at the end of the second race, Rob, saying he was hoping to get into the top five. Seemed like a tall order. He's probably not going to be able to do it in this race, but still an impressive result, ninth nonetheless.
Oh yeah, still impressive results. I mean, fifth was a little bit more to ask for, but still a great result for the end of the season.
And meanwhile, we still have this battle going on between John Richardson and Simon Field. Richardson is just edging out Field at the moment as they come onto the penultimate lap. Down through Druids. Field has his nose on the inside, but that's going to be the outside for the next corner. And Richardson will hold the inside line here. Oh, and they've come together. And Richardson has collided with Simon Field. Richardson is backwards. Where's Field? Richardson in reverse collides with another of the eBay Motors cars. Who was that? Was that Steve? Was that his brother? No, it wasn't. It was another of the eBay cars. What has happened here? Richardson is off the track, and that is a disaster. That really is. Let's have another quick look at that. We've got a replay of that here. Looking at Richardson and Field go through the left-hander here. And it's just a coming together, and Field's pushed out well wide onto the grass. Richardson loses control, and he is backwards on the track there. But what happens next? Richardson looks to put the car in reverse, and he's heading backwards down the track. Another one of the eBay Motors cars. Just trying to work out which one that is. Was that? It might have been Christensen, in fact. Tries to get out of the way, tries to get around Richardson, and the two come together. Well, I've never seen anything quite like that, Rob. Car reversing down the straight.
Yeah, especially when it's your teammate.
Yeah, that's definitely not what you want at all. Richardson looks to have retired. Field is down to 14th position after that. So what was a great battle has turned into a bit of a nightmare for both of those drivers. Stevens, meanwhile, come around on the last lap now, being chased by Andreas Katz. He won't mind at all. Fletcher is that grey car just up in front. If Stevens can hold out for this one final lap, he will take the iRacing British Touring Car Championship title for the second time in a row. That'd be fantastic news if he can just hold on for this one final lap. He doesn't even have to keep Katz behind him. Whether he knows that or not, I'm not sure. Let's go to the front of the grid then. Koba Lopez. Just a couple more corners to go as he takes another victory. And he's done very well to come up through the field from fourth place. Over the line. Takes another win after a disappointing race 1 and 2. Nick McCarron just in the background there, coming over the line in second. Chepelewski just takes it from Richard Wilde in fourth. Fletcher, and then Stevens is over the line. He is the iRacing British Touring Car Champion for Season 2. How about that, Rob?
Yeah, what a great season Ellis has had then. He's really pulled some good races out of the bag, finishing a good position there as well. And yeah, well done to him.
Well, commiserations, of course, go to Adam Terry, who had a nightmare from the very beginning of this round from Brands Hatch. Unable to get any decent positions, really. It was all down to that second corner incident, wasn't it, in the first race, which he did manage to avoid, but at the cost of spinning his own car and then colliding with others. So it, what else? You could argue, what else could he have done there?
Yeah, what else could he have done, really? Not much more, to be honest. He could have made a couple of positions up, but to get in the points and make that margin up is going to be very hard.
And in a way, you got to say that's the way racing goes sometimes. But even though we thought he disconnected mid-race, he did come back. His connection did come back, and 3 solid results for Ellis Stevens secures him the title by probably about 10 points, maybe 9 or 10 points in the end. So very little in it. But hats off to all of these drivers providing such great entertainment all the way through the season. And there hasn't been a single race, at least one that I've seen, where I haven't been thoroughly enthralled to watch some of this action unfold on the track, Rob.
Oh yeah, I mean this is going to be a great entertainment, not even for the drivers, but for even us for commentating and watching it as well, and for all the viewers out there. I just hope we're back here next season having another great season.
Yeah, and you have to stay tuned for that on BSR TV. Any announcements to do with that, we will put those up for you so that you can find out when and how the next season will be running. But let's see if we can get a quick word with a championship winner, Ellis Stevens. Ellis, the championship is yours. How do you feel? He's still not here. He's won the championship, but he's still not joining us on the well, you got to say he must be out celebrating already, surely, after that victory.
Yeah, probably drowning that champagne.
Definitely. Well, fantastic end to the season. A definite improvement as well, with some of those drivers coming through the field, joining in quite late, some of them. Kobe Lopez, for example, we haven't worked out the points exactly yet, took 3rd or 4th place in the championship, even though he started halfway through the season. An impressive performance from him. So if some of these drivers start the next season as well, even though they didn't start this season at the very beginning, if they start the next season at the beginning, they'll be in for a much higher result. So the top 2 from this year, Terry and Stevens, could have their work cut out.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely have the work cut out, and trying to defend his title again will be another obstacle to try and get over.
And let's see if we can have a quick word with Nick McCarron, 2nd place finisher. Let's see if I'm not sure if he's available, but we shall find out shortly. Nick, are you with us?
Hello, mate.
Evening, Nick. That was an impressive result in the final race. Congratulations on 2nd place.
Cheers.
And you started from pole position, but was there always that feeling, oh no, I've got Lopez behind me, it's going to happen at some point?
Yeah, there was. I don't think there was any way I was going to hold him behind for very long. And I think that thought probably made me not drive the corners as well as I could have done.
Yeah, of course, there is always that niggling feeling at the back of your mind. But how did you see that 2nd corner incident in the 1st race? Because that was certainly interesting from where we were sitting.
1st race, when Cobra spun and I ended up having to take to the grass at Druids and then got a slowdown. So that's all I really saw.
Yeah, and it's uncharacteristic because, from the commentary box at least, we never normally see Lopez make mistakes where other drivers might make the occasional mistake. It definitely did seem to be a Lopez mistake, which is unusual, but how much did that upset the flow of the 1st race, really, for you and for all the other drivers around you?
Well, for me, because the old bug, 1st lap slowdown bug got me, and I got a 21-second stop-go penalty.
Well, that is definitely very harsh, but you managed to come back in the end to take 2nd place in the final race. How do you feel the season's gone in the end? I mean, you're happy with your finishing position?
I don't know what it is yet. I know I looked at the standings before the race, and I could have gotten up to 9th, I believe. But I don't know if I actually managed that or not. Depends on what Steve did.
Well, we were kind of hoping you might know as well, because we haven't done the maths in our head either at the moment. But it's definitely, the standard of the competition's improved all the way through the season. And is this something you're going to be entering next season?
Oh yeah, I should be entering. Hopefully have a better season as well, because I had some very bad races.
Well, thanks for joining us, Nick. We'll be excited to see you and quite a few of the other drivers next season as well. But very well done for your 2nd place, and good luck in the next season.
Cheers, man.
Well done.
So that was Nick McCarron there, Team Club 44, coming home from pole, just losing the one place down to second position, and who could blame him for losing that to Koba Lopez. But in terms of the season as a whole, Rob, high points?
Yeah, I mean, it's been high points. Well, probably this race here, really. You know, seen a few incidents, and Ellis maintaining the lead as well and getting the championship wrapped up. But again, it went down to the wire. So that's what makes it so exciting.
Well, I'm slightly disappointed at the end of the season not to be able to talk to either Adam Terry, second place finisher, or Ellis Stevens, who has taken the title, despite our best efforts. Neither of them available for comment at the end of the race. But as Rob was hinting at earlier, it's almost certain this will be back for a third season, and it's almost certain BSR TV will be covering each race live. And if you don't get to see the races live, they'll all be available on YouTube for you to watch. I've thoroughly enjoyed covering this season, and it's been a real rollercoaster ride as the story has unfolded. And it's been great having you in the commentary box as well, Rob. And I hope you will be able to join me as well for season 3.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris. Thanks for the invite to join in the commentary with you. I've been really enjoying it, watching these races and commentating with you at the same time.
Excellent. Well, thanks to all of our drivers as well who have made the entertainment for everybody this evening and over the last few months putting together this championship. Worth a shout out as well to Steve Richardson and Ellis Stevens, who are the organisers of the iRacing British Touring Car Championship. They put a lot of hard work into organising all the drivers, inviting new drivers, making sure everyone does what they're supposed to do at the right time, etc. Can be hard sometimes, especially as they're both drivers in this series. So big shout out to them, big thanks, and I hope you all will join us for season 3 of the iRacing British Touring Car Championship, and we'll make an announcement on that when it's available. From Brands Hatch, from me, Chris Cohen, and from Rob Burton, I'll see you next time.